On-demand rocket launches are coming. Diving into the future when we will meet each other on other planets. There are many space missions which are upcoming, which you might be unaware of. Space companies like NASA and SpaceX are trying to make space travel affordable. In a factory on the outskirts of Glasgow, aerospace manufacturer Skyrora is building rockets for a space-bound taxi service for satellites. So, can we really book a space taxi soon enough? And what is the experience going to be like? Hey guys, welcome to our channel, Fast Forward. In today's episode, we are going to tell you about on-demand rocket launches that are soon coming. Let's dig in. Space exploration has always been an exciting topic of discussion, especially when it comes to rocket launches. However, traditionally, rocket launches have been a highly exclusive and expensive event, often requiring extensive planning and resources. But with the advancements in technology, the space industry is evolving, and we are now witnessing the advent of on-demand rocket launches, which are set to revolutionize the industry. On-demand rocket launches involve the use of smaller, more agile rockets that can be launched quickly and at a lower cost than traditional rockets. These rockets are often designed to be reusable, which reduces the overall cost of launching a payload into space. Additionally, on-demand rocket launches often take place from smaller launch sites, which means that they can be more flexible and responsive to customer needs. However, it's not as easy as one might think of space travel, as it takes 9 engines, 50,000 liters of fuel, 7 metric tons of thrust, and a velocity of nearly 8 kilometers a second needed to launch a rocket into orbit. But for Skyrora, which is a private launch vehicle provider based in Scotland, that's just one step. So, rather than passengers, its payload is mainly satellites. Satellite data was once predominantly used for government security, says Vladimir Levikin, the company's founder and CEO. Now, private companies are trying to have the same capabilities to have next-level communication and observation. If the old space race was between rival nations to prove technological superiority, the next is being waged by competing businesses for profit. Elon Musk has pioneered the private space race with SpaceX, says Levikin. He's proven that launches can be done independently of governments. It's sparked global interest. Silicon Valley has become inspired that space is tech's new frontier. Space startups are now emerging all over the world, not just because everyone wants to discover space, but they are trying to find out another safe zone for humankind, which is just like Earth. Levikin says most are in the US, with China, India, and Europe playing catch-up. Government interest in the cosmos has been reignited too. The UK is aiming to increase the share of the global space market to 10% by 2030, when the industry is estimated to be worth around $483 billion. It's why Levikin launched Skyrora in 2017. He says Scotland offers the ideal European base, providing a clear trajectory to the North Pole, crucial for a sun-synchronous satellite orbit, as well as easy access to UK spaceports. 5 out of the 7 that are planned will be north of Hadrian's Wall. Skyrora designs and manufactures its rockets in a factory in Cumbernauld, Lancashire, deploying them at its test blast area on the outskirts of Edinburgh. Its flagship rocket, the Skyrora XL, which can carry a 315-kilogram payload, is set to be ready for launch from the Shetland Islands in 2023, pending paperwork. Levikin says clients will likely be intermediary satellite companies that sell their data to businesses. There's so much information that can be collected from space, such as optical and temperature sensors generating data that can be actioned in real time across verticals from the framing industry to traffic management systems and insurance firms. We just arranged the transport. SpaceX provides a similar service. Its satellite rideshare program offers businesses a trip to space aboard the Falcon 9 for $275,000. The key differentiator for Skyrora, says Levikin, is that it offers dedicated launches. SpaceX is more like a bus service. You can only use it with other passengers. You need to share your space and time. We're like a taxi service. We can depart whenever the customer wants, launch from a flexible point, and if you're delayed, we won't leave without you. Instead of an average 2-year wait for a ride with SpaceX, enough time to prepare launch agreements and fill out the paperwork, says Levikin. Skyrora's aim is 6 months between customer contact and liftoff. It's why he estimates the ticket price will be 3 times that of SpaceX. We're addressing the niche for customers who don't want to share their payload with others. It's for those where time is more critical than money. A space-bound taxi service operates based on regular rocket launches, but routinely sending a payload beyond the Earth's atmosphere will always be a technological and physical feat, says EUAN, project team lead at Skyrora. A lot needs to come together. Software and hardware across multiple stages all need to talk to each other and then communicate with us on the ground. Once you get one launch right, it becomes much easier. But 10 successful launches in a row doesn't mean something else can't happen. The Skyrora XL's first stage, still in development, is the main body of the 22.7-meter rocket, igniting and lifting the vehicle. Its second stage, which has now completed its testing, carries the payload past the edge of space. Unlike most rockets, the vehicle then has a third stage that means the payload's placement can be fine-tuned up to 1,000 kilometers in altitude. All of the stages are guided by the engines, with their avionics knowing where the satellite needs to be positioned in space, explains Clark. The fuel is a mix of kerosene and high-test peroxide, meaning the third stage doesn't need sparks to reignite. Both the first and second stages are reusable, returning to Earth by parachute, boosting Skyrora's green credentials and the fact that its fuel requires less energy than SpaceX's cryogenic engine, meaning it has improved mobility, a lower cost of maintenance, and a gentler liftoff for a wider range of weather conditions. Skyrora's 11-meter suborbital rocket, the Skylark L, attempted a launch from a mobile launch pad in Iceland on October 2022. A software complication, rather than a mechanical issue, forced it to land 500 meters away in the Norwegian Sea. "We're flexible with our launches," says Levkin. "We have a global launch complex and tech for even bad weather conditions." Skyrora is also developing EcoScene, proprietary technology that converts unrecyclable plastic waste into high-grade aerospace fuel, as well as 3D printing that enables all its rocket's components to be manufactured in-house. Clark says satellite maintenance can then be provided through the Skyrora XL's special third stage. If one satellite in the constellation is broken, we can go up and repair it or replace it. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists Satellite Database, there were 5,465 artificial satellites orbiting Earth by May 2025. Skyrora is aiming to swell that figure, but Levkin says there's enough space in outer space. He contrasts it to nearly 100,000 vessels that currently skim the ocean. Unlike most ships on water, orbiting satellites don't have to operate on the same layer. So even if they increase the number by tenfold, it's nothing. Levkin predicts that as satellites grow in volume and importance, manufacturers and governments may intervene further. The former could introduce collision avoidance systems to limit damage in space debris, while the latter could create international borders, akin to maritime boundaries, as the new space race takes flight. For Levkin, the hope of Skyrora will be first to market in a burgeoning UK space industry. "We believe the new space is the next era of technology," he says. "Eyes in the sky are the future, alongside new connectivity, data, and ideas. Space is impacted by Earth's geopolitics. You want your own capabilities and transport to play your own part." While on-demand rocket launches hold great promise, there are also some potential challenges and risks associated with this technology. One of the main challenges is the need for regulatory oversight and coordination. With more organizations launching payloads into space, there is a risk of collision and other incidences that could have serious consequences. Therefore, it will be important to establish clear regulations and guidelines to ensure the safe and responsible use of on-demand rocket launches. Another potential risk is the environmental impact of increased space launches. Rocket launches produce a significant amount of carbon emissions, which contributes to climate change. Therefore, it will be important for companies and organizations involved in on-demand launches to prioritize sustainability and explore other ways to reduce their environmental impact. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Stay tuned for more wonderful stuff, and don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our updates. Thanks for watching.